You are looking live at New York's Times Square. It's pretty empty tonight as Sandy continues to make its way inland. Its impact is being felt even on Wall Street tonight.
If you're an investor and you need to raise cash for whatever reason, you can't sell a stock or a bond.
It's all because of Sandy. The storm is keeping U.S. markets closed for at least 2 days, and that tops tonight's Your Money.
Here's News Channel 8 business reporter Joe Smith. Joe.
Good evening, Tracy and Joe. It isn't often Wall Street closes. The last time was 9/11, and then for 4 days. The last weather-related shutdown was in 1985 because of Hurricane Gloria. Very different situations, but with a similar result: an interruption of trading with an impact on the U.S. economy.
Workers protect the New York exchanges against Sandy. The bulls and bears are quiet on Wall Street and across the country at brokerage houses.
The real important thing is that we get an opening on Wednesday.
At Phillips & Company downtown, this is what a trading shutdown looks like. Traders and advisors using this time to confer with clients.
I think the key things are that they've not shut down access to your funds. So if you did a trade last week and you were expecting a check, those are still being issued.
This 2-day closure, including electronic trading, should have minimal impact, according to brokers. But the economic impact will be felt long after the markets reopen Wednesday. Home improvement stores and building products will likely benefit.
Looking at it just based on the storm, that those stock prices should have a positive reaction.
For many businesses and consumers, there are plenty of downsides before, during, and after the storm.
The airlines, no flights are going into the East Coast, even just general retailers. Consumers aren't shopping.
Including a gas price spike because of interrupted New Jersey refinery production. Some worry money spent now on Sandy will hurt holiday spending. Another blow on the road to recovery and its potential effect on the presidential election just a week away.
For President Obama, the positive is, he'll get a lot of media and airtime and being presidential, dealing with the storm. The negative is you can't campaign.
Now, the storm has also impacted Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney. He canceled scheduled events in Virginia today. Also, Sandy could interfere with the release of the October jobs report this Friday, just ahead of next week's election. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports it's working to get it out on time, but with federal government offices closed Monday, there is some doubt. Back to you.